Hi everyone, I'm Nazli Bıyıklı. Today I will be presenting you my essay question and the argument that I came up with and will compare with Mill's premises. I will also mention the possible objection and propose my reply and counter-arguments to this objection. So, let's get started. As you can see on the screen, my essay question is 14b, which is indicate that what is Mill's argument for the claim that general happiness is desirable? Does it succeed in showing that I ought to do things which will increase other persons' happiness as well as my own? Is it supposed to do? The only evidence that is possible to produce that something is desirable is that people desire it. Is this true? Why or why not? Now I want to propose my thesis, which is my understanding of general happiness and pleasure that follows a parallel path with Mill's perspective. Firstly, happiness is a desirable notion because it is desired by individuals, and secondly, it can be highlighted that happiness can only be achieved by getting to know himself and gaining his personality, and this is only possible by choosing among alternatives and determining the most suitable life for him. And lastly, individual happiness is the first step toward the happiness of the environment and the happiness of society. Now I want to refer to the argument that I came with, and my argument. My first premise is the greatest goal for living is to gain some pleasure supported with a sense of happiness. My second premise is being aware of the identity of himself provides humankind with various kindness and facilities to reach happiness. In the third premise, I argue that from the psychological aspect, general happiness creates a peaceful environment in society. And the last premise, I argue that individual conscientious creates social consciousness that will influence social happiness. And in conclusion, I state that happiness becomes desirable because the individual desires it. When the exploration of the inner world begins, further self-consciousness constructs general happiness. And now we came to the Mill's thesis, which is Mill argues that happiness is a perception that consists of many components and is desired to be reached in the end throughout life. And since each individual's happiness means something good for that individual, individual happiness emerged as a concept that affects everyone's happiness, as general happiness is the sum of the happiness of individuals. Now, we can see the arguments that Mill proposed. The first premise is happiness is the only and ultimate thing that is desired as an end by individuals. And the second premise is other things that exist are desirable because they are a means to happiness, that is, they are means to the end. And third premise, he argues that people desire happiness, but conversely, they don't desire pain. In fourth premise, he argues that happiness has countless components and virtue is one of them, which desired as part of happiness. And fifth premise follows that deficiency of virtue leads to pain. And the sixth premise, The happiness of each person has a good thing for that person. And lastly, general happiness is a good possession for the sum of all mankind. So, in conclusion, desire for happiness indicates that it is desired by individuals, and the existence of the desire for happiness by every human being had in society reveals a general perception of happiness. Moreover, there might be some objection that states that um, there is state that there is another crucial notion in life rather than searching the happiness as a primary goal. This is searching. This is searching goes through the meaningfulness of life. Research published in the Journal of Positive Psychology indicate that being receptive is associated with the idea of living a happy life, while being giver associated with the perception of living meaningfulness of life. Therefore, the non-existence of the meaning of happiness is the empty concept of happiness. Observing the participants of the study for about a month, the expert finally found that although the concepts of meaningful life and a happy life overlap from time to time, they are ultimately completely different. As a reply, I state that it's challenging to find logic and meaning in all that happen in life. As a consequence, searching for the meaning behind any happiness is a huge hindrance to enjoying life. And also, I state another possible objection. This is a state of falling in love. Love does not always bring happiness, but it is most people's greatest goal in life. And now we came to the example. I propose one example from the real life. And now let's analyze it in details. Sharing money with someone who needs it can bring happiness to the person. The person's choice here is important on the route to his happiness. With his extra money, he can buy a new car, but with his extra money, he can also undertake the education of students in need. This choice may make him happier to buy himself a car. It both captures their happiness and is effective in creating a general state of happiness by increasing the happiness of others. And thank you for listening.